All right, so welcome. Right now, I'm also recording this live on Spotify as I tie this jig. Uh, I was actually doing it first on Spotify and then going to add it into YouTube and all that other stuff, but let's just do them both at the same time. Uh, I'm kind of reluctant to do this video because I'm the first one that will always complain about buying stuff made in China, Mexico, Indonesia, especially when it comes to fishing, because there are so many people out there that are doing probably what you're looking for. And what I'm talking about is, jig heads, plastic baits, hand tied jigs, stuff like that. Somebody somewhere pretty close by is making all this stuff. Well, as I'm going through Temu, just kind of looking at stuff, and I bought some odd and end weird things off of it, and I come across the fishing section. Uh, and they had some jig heads on there that kind of caught my eye, and I zoomed in on them and looked at them and thought, well, they look pretty good in the picture. There's no way they're going to show up and look as good as what they do in that picture. Uh, I was kind of surprised. They kind of did. The one thing I will say about this jig head is that it is a very thin wire hook. I'm not taking these out and fish with them. And they got these really small bait keepers right here on the bottom. Turn it sideways, you might be able to see it. Those really small bait keepers right there. It don't. Other than it just being really thin wire, it really don't look that bad. I don't see anything I can complain about, like the head's misshaped or the lead ain't right or the eyes ain't put in right. It all looks right. It's all there. It kind of looks like a quality jig head. I bought I want to say I don't know what they were, packs of, I think they were packs of 10. They come in these little boxes, little plastic boxes, which are about 2.5 by maybe 4. And I think there was, 2.5 gram, 10 pieces with the box, and 10 pieces cost me $2. I think it was like $2.30, $1.35, something like that. I don't know. Right now, the biggest complaint I got about them is it took me like a month to get them, but I think that's the thing with Temu. I've kind of gone through them. There's a couple in there that are kind of odd shaped, but bad as I hate to say it, they don't look that bad. I mean, there's a very consistent. They're very consistent with each other. They did a pretty good job molding them. As bad as I hate to say it, I really thought I would get these and go, oh my gosh, these are trash. Look at this. This is junk. And they might be once I start tying them. Once I start tying them and putting some pressure on that head, we'll see what happens with that thin wire. Like I said, it's a silver. It breaks down to about a 1/16 of an ounce. It's a silver head. It's kind of got this little weird mouth on it, red eyes. It's a Temu jig head. I kind of made fun of the Temu crankbaits, and right now I'm not really sure about the Temu jig head. We're gonna tie one up. We're gonna put a little coat of Sally Hansen's on it, and then we're gonna put some thread on it. I will guarantee you're gonna have to be careful of these little bait keepers on there though, because that little bait keeper is probably gonna be a thread cutter if you're not careful. So we're gonna start right behind the head, and we're gonna tie it down with 210 denier, and we're gonna tie it back up to the head, get it all nice and snug, get it all neat looking. I'm going to clean my scissors off. We're going to cut that off. The reason I don't like doing this is because I'm afraid they're going to be good and somebody's going to lose business on them, and because people are going to start going to Temu and buying them. I see now that you can buy hand-tied jigs on Temu. I was at a flea market today and seen people were selling them for not a whole lot cheaper than what I make them for, and they came off Temu, and I know they did. Buying from China and all these other companies is, it's been what's been killing everything in the United States. But we're going to tie it up. We're going to see what we got. We got 2 pieces of silver hackle we tied together. We pulled together. We're going to cut it off. We're going to trim it off. Get it all nice and neat. Get it all up there. We'll tie it in right there behind the head. We're going to wrap it. Kind of loose at first. I probably should have threw a red feather in there too, because those eyes. We're going to take one more silver feather. We're going to pull it down. We're going to cut it. Tie it in there. And I'm going to do one more. Man, I really wish I would have had some red feathers up here because I really think it would have made this jig look a little bit better with the red feather in the middle of it. And then we're going to take that one, we're going to tie it down. Then we're going to start putting some pressure on it, see if we can't bend it. And it's a little weird there at the head. This might not be a really good jig to tie with because the shank of that hook is pretty high up in the head of that jig head. And we're going to cut a little bit of flash. This flash is silver with some black in it or black with some silver in it, kind of depending on how you look at it. We're going to tie it in. Right now, it's not really looking all that bad, to tell you the truth. It looks fishable. It looks fishable. That's all I got to say. All right, we got some red. It's kind of red Chanel. I'm not sure what this was. I think it's like rayon Chanel. I'll tie it in, get it up right ahead, and we're going to wrap it. Going to be weird looking because the hook shank is not the same as what we get around here. And the head's a little bit off center. The shank of that hook does not go in the center of that head like most jigs you tie. So there's a difference there. Definitely a difference. It's noticeable, and it's going to affect the appearance of it. I don't know if it's really going to affect the quality of it. You know, is it going to fish right? It should. Is it going to stay together? I don't know. I don't know if those eyes will stay on or not. There we go. I mean, that's it. It tied up. I guess wearing a red shirt, tying a red jig wasn't the greatest idea in the world. I didn't think that through very well. There it is. We tied it up, and honestly, it don't look bad. I don't think you could really complain too much about it other than the jig head came from China. That jig head came from China. I believe we're going to name this jig. I'm thinking we're going to name it Temu. No, I don't fit. I don't like that. I don't know. It's not really a bad looking jig. I mean, can you really complain about that other than it being made in China? I mean, if from what I see so far, people are going after getting the best deal they can, trying to find the best price on a hand tied jig, trying to knock everybody down on prices. I mean, there you go. That's how you're going to get them cheap for me. And I honestly refuse to do that. I'll tie these up and put them in my box, and I'll use these as scout jigs. And what I mean by scout jigs is if I know I'm going to hang a jig up, without a doubt, I'm going to get as close to that color as what I was using to get those fish to bite. And if for some reason I pull up and now I'm thinking silver and red is going to work. Silver and red is going to be the ticket today. In this real heavy, thick brush, this is going to be the first baby I drop down in there because I don't mind if I hang it up. They didn't cost me a lot of money. They were cheap. And I'm pretty sure it's going to show eventually in time. I don't know, how long that paint's going to last on it. But there it is. Like it, hate it, love it. Should I not have done it? I'm sure there's other people out there right now, too, that's seen these on Temu. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be flooding every place you see. But like I said, what I will do is I'm gonna show on the YouTube video exactly what I'm talking about on that jig head. See how there's not much room between here and the eye, or where it was at in the mode. There's not very much. So it ties different. Your body is not directly in the center. It's more like it's got a humpback. Kind of. You tell me what you think. Should I not have done this? Should I not have tied it? You know, but like it, hate it, love it. There it is. The Temu hand tied crappie jig. You know, and a lot of guys that make lead heads, you know, are going to be upset because, you know, there it is. I tied it on there. They're going to feel the same way I felt when I went to that flea market this morning and I seen Temu hand tied jigs there. And I know that's where they came from because they were in that packaging that Temu stuff comes in. But like I said, there it is. Let me know what you think. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell, let you know when my next video comes up. Till then, folks, I will see you later.